Every manufacturer active in the life science industry will operate a quality control and quality assurance department. In most cases, they will also operate a specific regulatory department. Quality control. As the name already indicates, a quality control department is responsible for actively monitoring the product's quality. These are mostly the laboratories and sometimes part of manufacturing units where actual measurements, assays, and other analyses happen. Quality assurance. A quality assurance department is responsible for reviewing and in many cases, approving quality-relevant documents or authorizing data coming from a laboratory as an independent unit. QA is also responsible for general quality procedures within a company and the main responsible party for the maintenance and constant development of a quality management system within a company. Regulatory. Regulatory departments are mainly responsible for the communication between companies and authorities. Additionally, they are responsible for keeping up with regulation changes, increasing scope and complexity. In the pharmaceutical industry, regulatory affairs professionals have expertise in the legal and regulatory environments, as well as in clinical research protocols. Quality management systems and instructions. In the manufacturing process of medicinal products, a company will have a set of procedures or instructions that specify what, how, when, and by who products are developed, produced, stored, marketed, and distributed. This documentation will be linked to a company's quality management system. Every life science company must establish, review, maintain, and optimize a quality management system and follow cGMP rules and guidelines. For example, CFR Title 21 is the US FDA regulation covering all requirements for companies active in developing, manufacturing, or distributing life science-related products. Within this regulation, Part 820 outlines the requirements of having a QMS, whereas Parts 3, 14, 210, 211, and 212 are all related to cGMP requirements only for specific products. CFR Title 21 essentially states that regardless of what cGMP product you produce, you must have a QMS in place and also have a focus on constantly improving and updating the QMS. Special requirements for certain activities or product categories must also be considered by every quality department of a life science company. Documentation. Documentation is crucial. There is a saying within the life science industry: if it isn't documented, it didn't happen. All activities within a life science company should be documented to enable traceability, reproducibility, control, monitoring, and verification of the processes that have been carried out. The documentation should be error-free and easy to understand. Even your reviews and feedback from customers must be documented. Data integrity also plays a major part in compliance with the life science industry. The FDA introduced some key principles that have evolved to global standards. Risk-based approach. To reduce the possibility of risks, measurements and processes can be implemented to identify vulnerabilities for potential losses regarding safety, reliability, data, quality, finance, and all other aspects that affect the companies and their services or products. This could include risk assessments, root cause analysis, change control procedures, deviation management, and CAPA. All of these example processes involve risk-based decision-making. Risk-based decision-making means that any activity, change, or new implementation requires identifying and assessing potential risks and the definition of measures to monitor and mitigate these risks. In general, it can be said that no decision within the life science quality environment can be made without an evaluation of associated risks. Risk assessments are a key process in every department, quality-relevant process, or activity. Inspections and audits. Regular inspections by authorities, for registered manufacturers, is a requirement to ensure compliance with the rules that have been set out. If an authority finds faults within a cGMP, QMS, that could affect a product or the safety of consumers, the manufacturer can be directed to recall the product from the market, which will lead to an immense effort, monetary loss, penalty payment, and damaged image. Internal self-inspections, also known as internal audits, are an important part of every cGMP, QMS. If implemented correctly, internal audits can help every company identify quality risks, efficiency potentials, or general gaps in procedures. As an employee, it is only a matter of time until you face audit-related activities. Equipment. Every piece of equipment used within a quality-relevant activity must be qualified before it can be used, and its method validated to ensure traceability, reproducibility, control, monitoring, and verification of created data. Qualifying equipment and devices, and validating corresponding methods, is an important part of every QMS operating within cGMP guidelines. These activities are often outsourced to companies like Pharma support GmbH, which can take over these tasks while the operations of the affected department can continue without diverting resources for many months. Supplier qualification. It is possible to outsource activities in the pharmaceutical sector. In globalized work, it is absolutely